We now go inside out and welcome in SNY NBA insider Ian Begley. And Ian, this game down in Washington, never in doubt, but double digits again for Landry Shamet. How has his role changed with Deuce McBride out of the lineup?
Yeah, the touches have increased and the defensive responsibility has increased. And Landry Shamet has shown you that he's up to the task. And this is a player that Mike Brown has really championed since he's been here. Even back to the interview process, Mike Brown has been talking about how Landry Shamet can help the team win. Even people within the Knicks were kind of scratching their heads at some points when Mike was saying how much he believed in Landry. Obviously, that belief has paid off. Shamet shooting the ball really well and really competing on defense. We talked a lot about the Knicks defense during this winning streak. Shamet's been in the middle of all of that. His compete level is always high regardless of the execution.
All right, Ian, now to the trade deadline. You had mentioned the last few days that Jaren Jackson could be a possible target for the Knicks. He's on his way to Utah, while Deuce McBride is awaiting results of more tests on his left ankle. So how do these and other developments impact the Knicks' strategy before Thursday afternoon?
You know, the Jaren Jackson piece was interesting to me because they had at least checked in there. And not in a casual way. They wanted to see what was going on with Jaren Jackson. So that tells you it's not just Giannis or bust, at least in terms of where they are looking and where they are calling. But I don't think anything has changed big picture. Giannis, they love to be in on. They'll be on the outside looking in unless something crazy happens. And then you're looking at Jose Alvarado, a backup guard situation, backup big. They've been in touch with Phoenix earlier about Nick Richards. Yves Missi is right there. So, you know, Gershon Yabusele, I think it starts there for the Knicks because they're going to look to find him another home by Thursday afternoon. And what comes back and what has to go out in order to do that will tell you a lot about the Knicks trade deadline.
Now, it was a busy Tuesday around the association. James Harden going to Cleveland, the Celtics picking up Nikola Vucevic. So how did those moves change the outlook for the Eastern Conference over the last 24 hours?
Well, I think you could say, Eamon, that it strengthened two teams that the Knicks are going to be competing against, maybe for seeding, maybe in the postseason. Because you look at James Harden, Cavaliers letting go of a young guard in Darius Garland, very talented but injured. So you're getting Harden, later age, but still very effective. And then Boston, in a season where a lot of people thought they might be punting, they're telling you they want to continue to win here and continue to see where this can go by adding Vucevic. That's not a move for a team that is looking to just duck the tax. They want to continue to win games. Let's see what happens with Jason Tatum, but certainly they strengthened their center position today. And hey, maybe they're not done, but this tells you that Boston wants to win this year. They're taking it seriously.
Yeah, Eastern Conference definitely got a whole lot tougher on Tuesday. The Knicks now, though, have to deal with one of the best teams in the Western Conference, hosting Denver on Wednesday. Ian Begley, thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night. Moose and JJ are back to play a little fact or fiction. All right, JJ, we know the trade deadline's coming up, but fact or fiction, the Knicks already have a championship caliber roster and don't need to make a big move.
I'm going to go fact here because I don't think Giannis is coming. And if we're talking about winning the Eastern Conference, which therefore puts you as quote unquote championship caliber, the answer to that question has got to be yes. Look, the Knicks have been knocking at the door. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals a year ago. They won 50 games. They're on their way to winning 50-plus games. They're one of the 4 or 5 Vegas favorites to go and win the title. They're not OKC. They're not Denver with Jokic, but they're in the conversation, so it's fact.